What is going on YouTube? Today I want to talk to you about one simple beginner woodworker project that you can complete in a weekend. You can even complete it in a single day. My name's Andy, this is Cedar River Woodworking, and welcome to the shop. So the project that we are going to be talking about is this simple end table. Now this end table I did with a two-tone matching shelf to the top. The top is going to look kind of like concrete, and that is the stain that we're going to use. I like a little bit more of a modern flair to it, so I put a 45-degree chamfer on the side here. If you like more of a rustic look, you can use a regular stain, put some X bracing on the side of it, and make it your own rustic combination. So let's jump over to the whiteboard and I will show you some of the measurements to make this table. So here we are with the design of this end table. You're gonna need one 2x6 and three 2x2s to make all of this. The top is gonna be a 15 by 18 and the base is 25 inches by 12 inches. Hello and welcome. If you're new here, this is Cedar River Woodworking, where we do projects just like this one to take your hobbyist craft to the next level. So we're going to start off by setting a stop block at 22 inches, and then we are going to make that cut 8 times. These are going to be for our long stretchers and for our legs. Once you have those cut out, then we're going to go ahead and set a stop block at 9 inches. And this is going to be for our short stretchers. Now we're also going to use one piece of 3/4 inch plywood that we're going to cut to those same dimensions, the 9 by 22. And one of the ways that I'm going to set up my saw blade for that is to use one of the stretchers to set the width of my cut. Now if you're new here and you like tips and tricks like these, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking if you enjoy the video. Everything helps and it's greatly appreciated. So once we have the 9-inch width cut, then we're going to cut the length of it at 22 inches using a stretcher to also make that. So now that we have all of our pieces cut out, we're going to go ahead and sand everything down. The mat that you see me using here is a yoga mat, and I will have a link for it in the description below. All of the products that are used in this video will also be linked in the video description below. Now these short pieces, I actually like to hold my sander upside down and sand them with the block in my hand. Woo! That was a lot of sanding. All right, so the next thing that we are gonna do is we're gonna make the top for this. I, off screen, did make a top. However, what that's gonna look like is just ripping the edge off of a board, and then you're going to cut it into your lengths that you're going to need. In our case, it is 28 inches long, and then you're just gonna clamp those together and glue them together to make your panel for your tabletop. Now I typically cut them a little bit long, so once it's finally glued together in a panel, then I can go ahead and cut everything to size. So here you can see it where I'm trimming the end of the tabletop, and then I'm going to go ahead and set my fence to 28 inches, and then I'm going to cut the other end. Now how we're going to assemble this is pocket holes. Pocket holes are just the easiest way that I've found that you can put some of these together. Now if you have some defects in your wood like this, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a pocket hole next to these, so they are going to be facing down or up against the tabletop so that you'll never be able to see these. Now you're going to do 4 of the long stretchers and all 4 of the short stretchers with pocket holes in them. The other 4 long stretchers are going to be your legs. So once we have all of our pocket holes joined, we're going to go ahead and start creating the legs. So I'm going to need a pair of these U-shaped legs using a 9-inch stretcher and one 22-inch long stretcher, and that'll make our legs and our upper apron. While I'm doing this, I will be using 2.5-inch Craig screws, and I will also be gluing the joints. Once we have a couple U-shapes made up, I'm going to go ahead and glue and screw in our side aprons that are also at 22 inches long. Now, to make sure that I have all of the tops lined up, I'm just using the edge of my bench to make sure everything's there, and I am clamping to make sure that none of the joints move on. Once we go ahead and have the top halo made up, I'm going to take a couple 2x4s, which are 3.5 inches wide, and I'm going to go ahead and set those down, and the apron for our shelf is going to fit right on top of that. Now, I can't get a screw in there from this side, so I'm going to clamp it, and then I'm going to flip everything over. Once I have it flipped over, I'm using this flexible 90-degree driver to drive the screws in and get everything fastened together. So the next thing that we're going to do is mount on these leveling feet here. You could do this after you have it stained. I'm just going to do it before I have it stained. Since this is softwood, it's telling me that I need a 23/64 drill bit. It also says that you could use a 3/8 drill bit on hardwood. It does recommend to use a 3/16 inch starter hole on this. What we're going to do to find center is just take a straight edge and go from corner to corner on your piece here. And do it both directions, and that's going to find your center mark right there. Now, I did add a flag on my drill bit just to let me know how far I need to go in. You don't need to bury the entire bit. All you have to do is just get far enough in that the leveling feet don't bottom out. Once we have our hole drilled, this plastic piece gets pounded into that hole, and then the foot gets screwed into it. All right, now that we have that assembled, we're gonna go ahead and stain everything. So the frame is gonna get stained this. It is a true black. It's made by Minwax. And the other one I got from Sherwin-Williams. This is the one that's gonna make it look like concrete. This is a rustic gray that is color matched. I'm gonna pop up a picture here just in case you wanna duplicate this color. So after staining, I did install the shelf here. It was fairly simple to do. Just clamp it on there and run your screws in to get everything in place. And then I added 3 coats of wipe-on polyurethane. I appreciate everybody that made it this far into the video. And if you haven't yet, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. This has been a pretty fun build to do. It's fairly simple, and hopefully it taught you a couple techniques on how to further your woodworking career. If you have any other videos that you may like that are like this one, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and we will be sure to get back to you. For now, my name's been Andy, and this has been Cedar River Woodworking, and I'll see you in the next video.